I should probably give you guys a proper introduction. I'm Avecky. I go by Alex. Avecky is just a name I made up. And that's my 2008 Hyundai Tiburon GT. It's the limited edition, so it's got the red interior. And I'm trying to modify it because I had one before that I unfortunately flipped and totaled. So, here's my Tib. I started, and I'm kind of making this a quarter way through the video, but I don't know what the fuck's saying. This is my Tib. It's got the red leather interior. It's only got 14,000 miles on the dash, which I love because it's practically brand new and it'll last me a lifetime. But it's in that carbon gray metallic, and I love the color, and I can't wait to get things done to this car. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm installing a stage 4 NGM intake manifold that I got for 400 bucks in not great condition. I mean, there was some pretty decent dents. I'll actually go inside and get it real quick. Here it is. So, like I said, there were some dents on it, and the paint was not in great condition. It was painted white, and someone did a really crappy job of getting the white off, and there was a dent that I ended up poking through on accident, so I got it welded, and I don't feel like repainting it. So I'm just gonna leave that there because I don't feel like it. Yeah, that's why. But there it is. And I got gaskets on it. It's gasket matched. I'll be gasket matching the lower intake manifold. So I got gaskets for there and gaskets for down there. I'll be gasket matching to allow more air into it. Bring that horsepower up just a little more. So not only do I have that, but my other mods right now is this cold air intake that you saw me take off. And a DNA motor and exhaust, and that is all. I do plan on getting headers, but I do plan on getting a tune from Chase 206. Shout out to Chase. And I do plan on getting a dyno. I did not get a dyno stock, so yeah, that's that. And I hope you guys enjoy watching the video. This is my first video ever, so tell me what I'm doing wrong. Alright, I cleaned it. Sort of. I mean, not really sort of. I definitely cleaned it. The inside was kind of brown and dirty. And brought it to the fucking car wash and I blasted it. Also because I boarded it a little bit more than it was to gasket match. There were like metal shavings inside, so I needed to get those out somehow. And over the next few days, whenever I have time, I'm gonna paint it. So paint it red. Alright, it's done. The color of my choosing is this bright red that was supposed to go on my last Tib. The interior of this car is red, so I might as well go with that. I'm gonna sand it down with 2000 and then get that on maybe tonight and clear coat it. Hopefully it turns out well. It actually doesn't look bad. I think I did a good job. I could have done a better tape job. But I got it. The crevices. These inside here was really hard to get. And I'm surprised that I didn't make it run. But it looks good. And my exhaust came in. So I'll be doing that once the weather comes in. I have a disclaimer. Make sure you get this shit done by a professional. I am not a professional. This is not to encourage you to do your own work. This is just entertainment, and you will watch as I install my NGM intake manifold. Alright, on to the next thing. Now that I have a little more room to work, remove the throttle cable and cruise control cable from the linkage attached to the throttle body. While pushing the throttle arm down, the open position, you can get enough slack in the cable to easily remove them. They just pop out. Alright. Easy enough, right? I hope the audio is okay. Push it down, give it some slack, and they slide out. Oh, I see now. Okay. There, that one got out. Okay, I don't know how I did that, but now it's this one's turn. There we go, slid it right out. Now that those are out, let's start taking the throttle body out. All right, the next step. Unplug both wire harnesses A, B. That would be in that picture, but we don't have a picture, so I'm just gonna have to guess. I'm assuming it's those two. Attach to the throttle body by pressing in the metal retaining clip while pushing down. Using a pair of pliers to crimp the clamp, vacuum hose C from the top of the throttle body. Remove, I'm assuming it means remove. Use caution, you may need to clamp the line. There we go. Oh, just knocked into my tripod. All right. Got my trusty pair of pliers. And here's plug A, just like that. Plug B. There we go, just like that. Easy. Boom, bam, bop. Remember, gray to gray, black to black. And there's this one, which needs to remove, like so. It's gonna make it a little bit easier. Rub the WD-40 and slide right out. There we go. Next step, here we go. Take the socket wrench with the 12mm socket and extension if needed. Remove the 2 bolts and 2 nuts holding in the throttle body to the intake manifold. Each bolt and nut has a lock washer, so be sure you do not lose them. The bottom bolt and nut also support a mounting bracket for the fuel line. When you pull the throttle body off, the bracket will come with it. Great, cool. Oh, bumped into it again. 12mm. I might use an extension, I don't know. I don't think I'll need to. Let me show you. There's 1, 2, right down here. 3, right there. And number 4. You can barely see that. That's where you're gonna need the extension. And that's also the bracket. That was my WD-40. All right, here we go. Ready? There's that one. Loose. This one. Is loose. I know you have to take these off down here. I don't think you do. I'm just gonna move them out of the way instead of taking them off, because I'm not trying to fuck with coolant right now or have to refill it. Let's finish this off. There's 1. And I almost dropped it. Jesus. There we go. This one's gonna be much easier to lose down here because can't really see it. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Take it off with my hand and the washer too. There we go. Last bolt is out, and the washer and the throttle body is able to be taken off. So what I'll do, take it off and move it out of the way, because I'm not touching coolant lines. I don't need to, so I'm not going to. I could have left this on too, and so can you. Okay, so there's my gasket, and then there is that bracket that they were talking about right down here. Make sure when you put the bolt back in this side, it goes through the bracket. It's very important you do that. All right, on to the next thing. Removing the intake manifold. Again, I'm following another one of Ryloth's guides. Tools you need: pliers, ratchet, a 10mm socket, 12mm socket, rags and or disposable cups because there may be fuel spillage. And of course there's an advertisement in the way of the print. But basically what it says here is this DIY removal can be used for people who are just trying to replace the spark plugs since they are under the manifold. Of course they are. Thank you, Hyundai.
What's up?
I got Jack here. All right, first things first, remove the two 10mm bolts from the throttle cable brackets, the two 10mm bolts from the hose brackets, and the 10mm bolt from the ground strap connected to the firewall. That would be ground strap connected to the firewall, throttle cable bolt right here, 1 and 2. What else did it say? 10mm bolts from the hose brackets. You'll see them. You can easily see them or feel them even closest. It says 1 bolt, but this is 2. It's probably because it's different than the 2003 Tib. To make sure I don't lose them, I'm just gonna put them right back in the holes. Oh, that's done. Thank you. Sweet.
Oh, there's the second one.
Thank you.
All right, well, that bracket's off.
Sweet. Now I think I cannot move this out of the way yet because it is held in place by this right here. That one has a washer, so I should be careful to not lose it. Actually, it has two. It has two washers. Why does it have 2 washers? That's very weird. I will put that back in its home along with these 2. So I don't want to lose these joints. I know I will. I'll end up losing them. I always do. I lost something when I was doing my intake manifold.
Hit the floor.
It did hit the floor. I heard it. I heard it hit the driveway. Here it is. Lucky. I got lucky. Don't do that. So can that be moved out of the way yet? No, it can't because there are plastic clips holding it in place there. Take off that wiring harness. Using some pliers, compress the clamp and remove the vacuum line. Number 1, well, we don't have pictures, so I'm gonna have to guess out which vacuum line that is. Then remove the fuel line, prepare for some fuel to spill. Number 2, whatever. Remove the gray hose with a red stripe. That is the one I mentioned before, which this 2008, 2007 Tiburon does not have. I think the 2007 doesn't have it, but I know the 2008 doesn't have it. From the intake. May need to pry loose. Disconnect wiring harness, number 4. I disconnected that right here, but now I have to take a guess at which things to take off. So this is gonna be fun. I'll be replacing this. If you get an NGM intake, make sure you get a longer hose. All right. Is this a bracket? Can I just remove this like that?
When you unbracket this, it'll come with it.
Okay. I'm gonna look for any other things that need to be removed. Sweet. Ground that. Put that right back in. So it's gonna be really hot from June or July until September, October.
Florida, will you have freedom?
Freedom? No. I might bring my bike, or I might buy a box.
Bring your fucking bike, dude.
Or something.
Bring your bike.
I'd love to take that drive. Do you want to take a drive to California? Next step. Using pliers. You want to get that done? Remove the brake booster vacuum hose. Remove the 3 10mm bolts holding the throttle linkage brackets to the rear of the intake, the blue wires, whatever. That doesn't matter because it's his picture. Disconnect the wiring harness, which I already did. Now that the throttle back bracket is loose, you can leave it hang or remove the wire loom clips from it so you can get it out of the way. Recommended. There are 3 plastic tabs poking through the bracket, only 2 shown in pic. Just pinch them with pliers, push back in the holes. Yeah, I don't feel like doing all of that. You guys can. What it's talking about is this back here. If I can get my fingers down there to show you that right there. You see that? It's holding this thing in. And I am not gonna mess with that because I do not feel like it. And I'm probably gonna break it because this plastic's always brittle and I don't feel like doing that either. So that's out of the way. It's out of the way enough for me to not give a crap about it. There we go. Sort of. Gotta pop off just like that. There's one more bolt right down here that's holding on a bracket of some sort. It's a bracket that connects to something. Don't know, but it looks to be a 12mm. So that bolt that I'm talking about, the last one that you might miss, it's right there. You see it. You can see it right in there. There we go. Cool. Just like that.
Now that you can edit this out, you do realize you've been recording this entire video in YouTube Shorts format instead of like YouTube format? Like, this is YouTube. This YouTube Shorts.
Oh my god. Oh, they're gonna have to deal with that for a bit. Now, I'm gonna...
Now you'll put it sideways.
Back to it, because now we're actually recording a YouTube video and not a YouTube Shorts video.